Hello, YouTube. Yes, it's been a while. I'm sorry for my long absence. Some of you may remember me from about a decade ago, making videos, arguing with Christian apologists, debunking Christianity, and so forth. I stopped making those videos after a while because, well, for a number of reasons, but chief among them is I felt like it had all been done. That I had made every video that I could make, that I had put forward every argument that could be put forward, and that there was really nothing left to say, especially since the Christian apologists themselves couldn't offer anything new. So I was content to just let my videos on Christianity stand and say, QED, I rest my case, and that's it. However, there are other topics in religion that need to be discussed. And so I would like to turn my attention in this new series to Islam, and not so much Islam itself as the defenders of Islam, specifically the non-Muslim, non-believing defenders of Islam, that I like to call Islamophiles. I define Islamophilia as treating Islam as a sacred cow that is not to be criticized or ridiculed. The late, great George Carlin once said that you have to stand in awe of the sheer nonsense that the peddlers of religion have managed to convince people is real. But he never lived to see Islam take this to an entirely new level, where Islam has created not merely an army of apologists that will defend the faith, but non-believing, non-Muslim apologists for Islam that will circle the wagons and angrily defend Islam against any form of criticism or ridicule. Now, we can discuss how and why this happened, but I believe that it has been in the coining of a single word. Words, they say, have power, and this word has been very powerful in transforming our entire discussion on Islam. That word is Islamophobia. That word has convinced a lot of people that criticizing Islam is a form of bigotry or prejudice. Whatever Muslim apologist came up with this word, frankly, is a genius in the field of psycholinguistics. We must give credit where credit is due. But there can be no doubt as to its effect. If you criticize Christianity or any other religion like Scientology or Mormonism, and you offer the exact same arguments against Islam, you will see how radically different the reaction is. There can be no doubt that there are some who would rather not see any criticism of Islam at all. This is not merely a phenomenon on the left wing. It also does exist on the right. George W. Bush once said that Islam was the religion of peace. And on the right wing, there is this idea that somehow if you spread freedom and democracy to the Muslim world, that will be a panacea for the problem of Islamic extremism. Forgetting, of course, that a deeply religious community, once given democracy, can simply vote themselves a theocracy the next day. But regardless of whether it's on the left or the right, the idea at the core of Islamophilia is the same. There is one core logical fallacy at work here, and that is the sacred cow. The sacred cow is where an idea, a person, or an institution is sheltered from any form of criticism, and that certainly has been done with Islam. Now, there are some Islamophiles who will object at this point, and they will say, oh no, I don't have a problem with criticizing Islam as a religion. I only have a problem with criticizing the Muslim people and with anti-Muslim bigotry. But that's really not true. It's really the case that you cannot be gentle enough, you cannot be precise enough with your language, that you cannot be careful enough and academic and detached enough to avoid the charge of anti-Muslim bigotry. Now, some Islamophiles will not even have this pretense. They will just come right out and say that we shouldn't be making any videos criticizing Islam. So, to people like Steve Shives, I say, don't worry, this video series will not be criticizing Islam at all. It's going to be criticizing you. It is going to be criticizing people like you who are defending Islam even though you ought to know better. Thanks very much for listening. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.